Danielle Bregoli, also known as Bhad Bhabie, has come a long way since the internet dubbed her the Me Outside girl after her 2016 appearance on Dr. Phil. Here's a look at just how far she's come. Before the world ever heard of Bhad Bhabie, the teen star entered the public eye as herself, Danielle Bregoli. She made her debut in a now infamous 2016 episode of Dr. Phil that was billed as, "I want to give up my car-stealing, knife-wielding, twerking 13-year-old daughter who tried to frame me for a crime." That's quite the mouthful, but the heart of it was that Bregoli's mom was at her wit's end with her daughter and saw no other option than to turn the teen into the police. Bregoli even stole a car from one of Dr. Phil's crew members. But the part of the show that went viral was when Bregoli became convinced the audience was making fun of her and barked,
"Catch me outside, how about that?"
It was the phrase that launched 1,000 memes and lots of branded merchandise. At the time of Bregoli's TV debut, she may have had the mouth of a full-grown sailor, but her style was just like any other kid in middle school. 5 months after Bregoli became one of Dr. Phil's most notorious guests, the star reappeared on the series to talk about the 4 months she spent at Turnabout Ranch, a treatment camp in Utah. Bregoli seemed to have changed for the better. Her mother, Barbara Ann, admitted, "Danny went from being this little tough girl to being just a normal kid. A lot of people didn't think she could do it, and she proved them all wrong." At least, that was before the whole thing devolved into Bregoli hurling insults. The teen even told Dr. Phil,
"I made you just like how Oprah made you. You were nothing before I came on this show."
Thank you for that.
Needless to say, the host wasn't all that impressed. Up until February 2017, Danielle Bregoli was little more than a live-action meme who stole a car on Dr. Phil and threw a punch on an airplane, which led to a citizen's arrest, according to TMZ. She clearly didn't have that private jet money just yet, but it was only a matter of time. Everything changed when Bregoli solidified her spot in the modern mainstream rap conversation with an appearance in Kodak Black's unofficial music video for Everything 1K. The future rapper was front and center, showcasing her casual street style while hanging out in and on a Rolls Royce, despite the fact that she was too young to drive, and playing with stacks of cash while holding an iPhone, the ultimate teen accessory. The video premiered on World Star Hip Hop, and though fans certainly scratched their heads as to why a serious artist like Kodak Black would play into such an outrageous meme, it made a whole lot more sense once we finally heard her rap. The summer after appearing in Kodak Black's music video, Bhad Bhabie was born. Danielle Bregoli fought to shake off her viral meme roots and forge her own career in the music industry. She showed off her unexpected talents in the music video for her debut single, These Every fan who was expecting a Rebecca Black 2.0 was understandably shocked by Bregoli's mad rapping skills. In the video, Bregoli adopted a trendy Instagram baddie style as she rapped on a roof while wearing a white loungewear set and a half head of braids. A month later, she signed a deal with Atlantic Records, the same label that houses heavyweights like Bruno Mars and Ed Sheeran. According to the New York Post, These racked up 20 million views in 2 weeks, and Bregoli became the youngest female rapper to appear on the Billboard Hot 100 chart at age 14. According to TMZ, the rapper's record deal was worth millions. Not bad for a girl who was famous for antagonizing daytime TV's favorite unlicensed therapist. Bhad Bhabie was riding high from her brand new record contract, but she spent the majority of that time celebrating on probation due to charges she racked up prior to her appearance on Dr. Phil. According to TMZ, Danielle Bregoli, who's 14, was sentenced to 5 years probation after pleading guilty to 4 charges back in June, including 2 counts of grand theft, possession of marijuana, and filing a false police report. This ruling came months after she was involved in a Florida brawl where her friend threw an ice cream cone at someone. At the time, TMZ claimed that Bregoli was actually cooperating with cops, which showed that maybe Dr. Phil's intervention helped at least a little. 2018 was a pivotal year for Bhad Bhabie. She was finally finding real success, but was caught in the midst of heartbreaking family drama, and it really seemed like she was trying to do the right thing. The rapper paid off her mother's mortgage in late December 2017, but kicked off the new year by basically being disowned by her biological father. According to TMZ, Bregoli's father surrendered all parental rights to his daughter in February 2018. This reportedly included custody and child support payments, but with a multi-million-dollar rap career, it doesn't seem like Bregoli needed the latter. The star already had a rocky relationship with her dad, and he was highly critical of her rap career. In an interview with Unilad, the police officer criticized Bregoli's mother and said, "The biggest fear, obviously, is, besides her psychological and emotional well-being from being around these people and being exposed to their drugs, their cursing, I'm really concerned about retaliation, of possible drive-bys, possible violence. Her safety is number one, and her emotional well-being is number two." As painful as that might have been, Bregoli didn't seem to be sweating his criticism too much. The spring of 2018 saw a brand new side of Bhad Bhabie, one that was totally glam. At the Billboard Music Awards in May, the rapper ditched her usual casual street style for a grown-up, glamorous gown. If anything, this was proof that Bregoli could fit in on the red carpet as easily as she could on Dr. Phil. But behind the scenes, the rapper was struggling. It's true what they say. It's lonely at the top. That year, the star inked a deal with Snapchat for a 12-episode docuseries called Bringing Up Baby. According to TMZ, it was a massive success, with 10 million unique views in the first 24 hours. For reference, even Keeping Up with the Kardashians only gets about 1.5 million viewers per episode. Despite having millions of fans, the teen admitted to The Guardian that she had few actual friends and was deeply disheartened by an incident where a 16-year-old boy she had interest in asked her for nude photos. She explained, "It was like, all right, I don't have female friends or guy friends or a boyfriend. Well, I'm screwed. Teen boys are a huge mess." By the fall of 2018, Bhad Bhabie's tendency to get into public brawls had accelerated past random airport patrons and jumped right into the A-list. According to TMZ, the star was caught on video throwing a drink on Iggy Azalea during an argument at a bar in Hollywood, which raises a couple of questions. Mainly, we're wondering who let a 15-year-old into a bar.
If you're in my presence, I'm gonna smack you.
The altercation was reportedly ignited when Azalea allegedly talked trash about Bregoli on social media. Azalea, who was 28 years old at the time, tried her best not to engage, hoping the drink that was thrown on her wasn't alcohol because the fellow rapper was underage. However, Bregoli was allowed into the bar in the first place, so she could have been holding liquor. Bhabie reportedly had to be held back by her security and angrily shouted at TMZ, "Ain't nobody worried about that f***ing h**." Conveniently, the tabloid happened to be right there to provoke Bregoli when she was already heated.
Females are such haters. I don't think I'm a girl.
The popular saying suggests that the more money you acquire, the more problems you have. However, in January 2019, Bhad Bhabie debuted a brand new set of teeth, proving that dental problems were a thing of the past. According to Page 6, Bregoli's bright white porcelain veneers cost a whopping $40,000. The whole process apparently took 2 4-hour sessions, and it certainly opens up the possibility of being cast in a Crest commercial, if the toothpaste company wants a teen on probation representing their brand. Around the same time that the star debuted her new teeth, Bregoli inked a $900,000 deal with Copycat Beauty, a brand that's known for selling dupes of designer cosmetics. According to TMZ, the 3-year agreement came with the possibility of Bregoli's own beauty line, and if you're modeling lipstick, you're gonna need some seriously perfect pearly whites. It's undeniable that Bregoli's new teeth look particularly striking against her brightened red dye job. Unlike most teen girls, Bhad Bhabie didn't want to have some elaborate Sweet 16 party, though it'd probably have been worth a reboot of MTV's My Super Sweet 16 if she did. Instead, she told TMZ that she'd rather hang out at home, even though her team was planning a big party. That didn't stop her loved ones from getting her some super sweet gifts ahead of her celebration at a nightclub in Hollywood. The Gucci flip-flop singer got a $53,000 diamond chain from her pal Lil Yachty, which she showed off on Instagram. The diamond-encrusted pendant was custom-made to spell out her rap alter ego, Bhad Bhabie. This came after her managers gave her a $42,000 diamond-clad Rolex watch. Per TMZ, she always wanted one but never got around to making the massive purchase. Most teenagers don't have neck tattoos, but most teens aren't Bhad Bhabie. In October 2019, the star debuted a totally brand new look. Gone was her deep red hair, which she replaced with black waist-length curls. She also showed off her brand new tattoo, which was her mother's name, Barbara Ann, written across her neck in black cursive. Bregoli ended up keeping her darker hair until early 2020 when she replaced it with a gingery hue. According to Inked, Bregoli had more than 15 tattoos in 2019, despite the fact that she's still not legally allowed to get them without parental permission. This includes the word savage on her ankle, a heart on her finger, a Playboy bunny on her wrist, a cherub on her arm, the word numb on her other arm, and some butterflies on her leg. Despite Danielle Bregoli's troubled past, it seems like things are looking up for the teen rapper. Though her intervention with Dr. Phil wasn't exactly successful in changing her bad gal ways, the star sought her own treatment in the summer of 2020. According to TMZ, sources connected to the rapper tell us Danielle, who's just 17 years old, recently checked herself into a facility. We're told she's receiving treatment for a combination of things: childhood trauma, but also substance abuse in the form of prescription pills. Of the rapper's decision to seek help, her management told TMZ, "We are very proud of Danielle for recognizing that she needed help and seeking it out. Though it was expected that she'd be in the facility for up to 90 days, depending on the severity of her problems, Page Six reported that Bregoli completed a 30-day stay and was discharged in June." Bregoli has kicked off her new sober life with a fresh look. About a month before hitting rehab, the artist emerged in a new music video for her single That's What I Said, and basically looked like an entirely different person. Who knew changing up your hair could do so much? As soon as the star exited treatment, she took to Instagram Live to tell her fans, "I'm back and better than ever. It was a lot going on in my personal life. It would seem that Bhad Bhabie is entering a brand new phase of her life, and we can't wait to find out what she does next." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebrities are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.